Welcome! Welcome to incredibly easy milk chocolate mousse with orange. This is simple, it can be seasoned in so many different ways, and we're gonna make a wonderful emulsion. It's a wonderful technique to have. It's cheap, it's easy, it's incredibly elegant. Most chocolate mousse, the cacao solids are diluted with cream or butter, whereas this is diluted with, we're gonna use oat milk, so it'll be predominantly water-based, so it's just so creamy, so smooth, so elegant, and easy to make. So here we go. Okay, first step, we're gonna pour into a saucepan about 200 milliliters of oat milk, or non-dairy milk of choice. Next step, take one orange, also known as an organic Sicilian blood orange, or your favorite orange of choice. Right now in Northern Hemisphere, it is orange season. They're incredibly, the skin is really light. I'm gonna zest in the skin of one. Try to get a non-waxed orange. It's just you're not gonna be putting any petrochemicals in it. And we're gonna zest that in. So we're gonna put in the juice of that orange too. Just squeeze it into your hand to avoid any pips going in. So I brought that to the boil, I let it simmer for a couple of minutes just to really infuse those flavors. And if you don't like orange, you could simply put a berry tea bag in to make it berry flavored, put a mint tea bag to make it mint chocolate mousse, you could put in Earl Grey, you could put in lemongrass and ginger, etc, etc. So I'm gonna turn that off. I've got a weighing scales here and I got a sieve. So I'm gonna sieve out the orange rind and any little bits because I don't want that. I'm gonna weigh out 150 mil. So the ratio for this is 0.75. So I have 200 grams of dark chocolate. I'm gonna put 0.75 of milk. So this is 150 mil. Okay, now for showtime. I have 200 grams of dark chocolate. Ensure you're using anything above 50% cocoa solids. If you're using a bar, just make sure to chop it up into little pieces. We're gonna pour in our infused milk. That's 150 ml of milk on top of 200 grams of dark chocolate. I'm gonna take a whisk and this is gonna melt. Okay, what's happening here is the main fat in chocolate is cacao butter. And as you know, when you eat chocolate, it melts in your mouth. That's at 37 degrees. By me pouring in that boiling oat milk, it's now melted down the fat, or is in the cacao butter now, to create what's a chocolate puddle. Nothing like a chocolate mousse. So I'm just gonna whisk this just to ensure it's all melted and it's all broken down into one smooth, uniform chocolate puddle. Okay, so I've whisked that until it's all melted, and look at that, like that's so far from mousse, but it's a beautiful texture. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make an emulsion. So an emulsion is when a fat-based solution and a water-based solution come together to form a semi-permanent bond that's always creamy and just incredibly moussey and delicious. So I have an ice bath here. So I'm gonna take our melted chocolate, I'm gonna pop it on top of the ice bath, and this is gonna help bring the temperature down. I'm whisking this, and what's happening is the ice bath is bringing the temperature down. So as the cacao butter starts to come to around 32 degrees Celsius, it wants to go solid. And as that wants to go solid, I'm gonna be whisking it to incorporate that creamy infused oat milk to create this incredibly delicious orange chocolate mousse. So you're gonna be whisking this at home and going, those happy Pear lads are lying. This ain't gonna work. So what you're gonna have to whisk it for is about 3 to 4 minutes, just until the temperature starts to get to kind of close to around 35, 34 degrees Celsius. And it's gonna start to catch just like this. Kind of make little kind of peaks and troughs, like when you're whipping cream. So you wanna be careful just to ensure to take this off just before it starts to become solid, because it has inertia, it's on a cooling trajectory. So you see this texture here? This is about perfect, because it's going to continue to harden up ever so slightly as we go to serve it. So look at this texture, look at that, for just so silky, so creamy, so decadent. Okay, so I've taken that off the ice bath now, and look at that texture. Like, it's creamy, it's silky, it's smooth, it's luscious, it's sexy, and I adore chocolate. Okay, so I'm going to serve it in 2 little bowls like this. You can serve it in any way you want, obviously. Okay, just to show you this texture and just to how perfect it comes. Like, look at that for a texture, look. Perfect chocolate mousse, sits on a spoon. I have a little bit of vegan cream here. I'm just gonna put a little on the top and a little bit of chocolate. The beautiful thing about this dessert is literally you can make it, like finish dinner, go in and make the dessert and serve it at the table. Like, it's so easy to make. And just to show you this luscious texture. Okay, you ready? I am totally salivating, don't know about you, but it's rich, it's creamy, it's succulent, it's sexy, and it has a real subtle orange hue to it from the zest and the juice. This is magnificent, and it's really, like, that took me 5 minutes to make. I don't even feel like talking that much about it. It's magnificent. It's exquisite. If you don't like, I'm going to talk more about it, sorry. If you don't like orange, you could just use mint tea bag, use berry tea bag, use some gin, use some rum. Like, there's infinite creativity with it and possibilities, but just the main thing to remember is 0.75. I use 200 grams of chocolate, 150 ml of oat milk. You could use rice milk, whiskey, rum, water, etc., etc. Anyway, wonderful dessert. One of my favorite things to eat. Cheers. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being part of this and sending lots of chocolate love. Cheers.